Live from clickorlando.com, this is News 6 at 5:30. This is a News 6 Plus takeover. Here now is Matt Austin and Ginger Gadsden with Florida's Fourth Estate.
Welcome to a special revved up edition of Florida's Fourth Estate. Today, we're going to show you how you can get behind the wheel of one of these luxury vehicles, but it's really not about living the lifestyles of the rich and famous. I'm Ginger Gadsden.
And I'm Matt Austin. Yeah, it's not all about the glitz and the glamour and the looking cool. Today, we're going to introduce you to a guy who has an amazing side hustle with 7 of these cars. And this side hustle, a lot of people would be happy to have it as their main hustle. Let's introduce you now to Zhen Tang.
Thank you so much for joining us and bringing our cars for us.
Yeah,
this
you're welcome.
So
Nice of you.
sweet.
Yeah.
I was surprised by how well maintained, how nice these cars are. Are you surprised that this thing is just taken off?
A little bit surprised, actually. I thought I just make enough to pay for the maintenance, but it turned to like a full-blown side gig.
This is on the app called Turo where people can rent out
Correct.
nice luxury sports cars and stuff.
Yes. So I'm a car enthusiast by nature, and I just love cars. I started out with 2 cars, and when I left my 9-to-5 job, I bought the 3rd car, and my friend told me about Turo. So he's gonna do 1 car on Turo. I'm like, I got 3 cars. Why don't I put them all on Turo and see how they do? And they've been doing amazing ever since. It's about a year since I started, and they get rented out constantly. I think about 60 to 70% of the time they're out. Today I actually had to reserve all 3, so they're not rented out today.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
we're costing you money.
It's okay.
We're gonna
It's
hurry
okay.
up. Okay, so when you say that it's doing better than you thought, let us in on how it's doing better, because I don't want to be nosy, but people are like, okay, this side gig is more like, it's not your side chick anymore. It could be your main squeeze.
So it started out as 1. So kind of break down the numbers for us. You have 7 cars.
Mm-hmm.
What can you average, say, in a month per car?
Okay, so average from 1,000 to 3,000 per car. So on average per car is about $2,000. So this green Porsche brings about $3,000 a month in. These 2 about $2,000 each.
Oh,
yeah.
So now can you charge more for the green Porsche, or this one just everybody wants to rent?
Yeah, it's just based on demand.
Okay.
The color, and this one's very, very popular. I have dynamic pricing.
Yeah.
And when it's in more demand, I raise the prices on them.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now your first love was real estate. I don't know if it was
Yes.
your love, but
Yeah.
so what was it that was about real estate that you said, okay, I just want something else or something more? What does this give you that real estate doesn't?
I think it's just something I always dreamed about when I was little. I want to be a race car driver, and I always loved cars. And even my real estate company, I named it after the cars I'm selling. I'm not sure if I can mention the name.
Mention it,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's called Engine Realty. So cars
Engine-
Engine
oh,
Realty.
okay.
So it's named after my love for cars. So maybe there's a joke that I talk to my friends that I work in real estate so I can afford to buy more cars.
Oh my gosh.
You're kind of like a
Yeah.
hustler, huh? Are you kind of like, have you been doing this since you were a kid? Like, when did you first get into making money and
High school.
That's
Yeah.
what,
Yeah, high school. Yes.
What'd you do in high school?
Yeah.
I bought and sold old computers on eBay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I could just feel
Yeah,
it.
you
Yeah.
know it. Yeah,
Feel the
yeah. You didn't just come
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
out of the gate with cars. It started
Yes.
with something small, and it started with you being very young. Where does that passion come from, Zen?
Passion come from just moving to this country, seeing all the opportunities that's around us. I grew up poor, and but my parents instilled like a great hustle mentality in me. So here in America, there's just so many things you could do with your time, and it's very exciting to be here.
Yeah, I would argue you didn't grow up poor. You were just broke. You just had
Yes.
to make. You just had to make the money.
Yes,
Poor's the mentality.
yes.
Broke,
Right.
you can fix.
And what
Yes.
country is your family from?
We came from China.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we moved here about 30 years ago. 30, yeah.
Wow.
So I grew up in Orlando.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay, yeah.
You've been here a long time.
Yes.
30
Yeah,
years.
yeah. Okay,
Yes.
so there are other people who are watching this. They are sitting there at a job they absolutely hate right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're lucky that we
Yeah.
get to do what we love.
Yeah.
So that's fortunate. But for the people who are looking at this and saying, like, how can I get started? Where do I even begin? What would you say to them?
If you want something badly enough, you can find the time for it. For real estate, This is, I started doing real estate with my regular 9-to-5 job. I was a banker for 15 years. And I did real estate in banking for the last 7 years while I was in banking. So that allowed me to make enough money to quit my main banking job.
All right, Zhen, break down for me what happens when somebody rents one of these cars. Because first off, if I were in your position, I think about business a lot. I would be terrified that somebody was going to get in one of my nice cars that I love and I make money on, and they would wreck it or be reckless in it.
Right.
What happens in that scenario?
There's always risk for any business. So when I first started, I was a little trepid. So this is the first car I put on Turo. I was afraid somebody might take it to the racetrack. They might crash it. But so far, no real issues. Maybe little scratches here and there when they returned it. But there's insurance that mitigates the risk.
So if somebody totaled it, you've got insurance on the car.
Correct.
You're safe in that way.
Correct.
Okay.
So it's covered completely with a small deductible. Yeah, so I'm not too worried now. It's been there for about a year now, all 7 cars, so it's...
Oh, that's great. Okay,
yeah.
so who are your customers and what do they say to you? Like, what are they looking for?
I would say maybe two-thirds of the customers are people from out of town. They come here. They don't just want to rent the regular out-of-the-box econo cars. They want something more unique, and that's why I provide. You tend to provide more colorful sports cars for them to drive. Yeah.
And you're in the Sunshine State.
Yes.
People want a sweet ride.
Convertible.
A convertible, you know,
Yes.
you get to show it off and everything. So that is something, and I hate waiting in line at a rental counter. That is, or any line for that matter. So there really is no line for this.
No, there isn't. There's 2 ways for them to book. They can come to where the car is.
That sounds like one of your
Is that
cars.
one of your
Take it
cars?
right now.
Somebody, that's
It better not be. Yes. So there's 2 ways. First way, they can come to where the car is. We're not too far outside of the downtown Orlando. They can come to the house. We'll check them in 5 minutes to take a few pictures of the mileage, and off they go. And the second way is they can select the car to deliver to their location. It could be at a hotel, and most of the time it's at the airport.
I bet most people go with that option.
Correct.
probably.
Correct. What I do is, on delivery day, we drive the car to the airport garage. I park it, put a lockbox on the cars. I tell the renter where the car is located. All I have to do is simply, from arrivals, go across the little pathway into the garage, 5 minutes, and they're out the door.
That's too easy, and you have one of these beautiful cars.
Oh my gosh. And so, okay, so those are the people who come from out of town. Do you have in-towners who are also interested? Like, say, for example, I wanted this sweet ride for myself, but I'm not sure exactly if it's a good fit or if I'd even be comfortable in it.
Oh yeah, it's a great way to take it out for a test drive. You can try one of these cars without going to the high-pressure dealership situations. These are cars, they're fairly reasonable for the type of cars they are to rent out. And
so if you were going to try to get a Jaguar F-Type for a day or 2, what is it per day to rent that
it's
car?
like $150.
$150.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's worth it, especially if you figure out, like, this is not the car for me.
Exactly.
Instead of getting into it,
Exactly.
now it's like, oh my gosh, I'm in this expensive car that I really don't want.
Yeah. I could see people going to a party or something.
Oh
too,
yes. Yeah, it's going to a lot of nice hotels because I have GPS on the cars just to track for insurance purposes.
Yeah, you would have to.
Yeah.
You have 7 cars. What is your favorite car in your lineup, and what are you planning to one day have, like something crazy that people come in and pay like $3,000 a day for or something?
Yeah, so far the Jaguar F-Type, that's my favorite. It's got a supercharged V8, it sounds great, it drives great, and with the top down, you just feel like $1 million.
But just sitting in there, you start to feel a little different.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
A little better?
Yes.
Well, you know, whatever.
Oh, man, this knee isn't hurting so bad.
It's like,
So do you have a plan for, I mean, I would imagine, are you capping it at 7? I would think you seem like a guy who's going bigger or going
Yeah,
home.
I think so. I think I'm looking to add more cars, different variety of them. Yeah, there's on the higher end, like a Lamborghini Huracan convertible will be on the horizon.
Oh.
Yeah, there's not very many for those for rent in Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh my gosh. So like next time we talk to you, you will have like a fleet of new cars
Could be
added to
possible.
this. Yeah,
could be
yeah.
possible.
And
That's
you get
fantastic.
to, this is your business. You don't work for anybody else.
You're the
No.
boss.
You're the boss,
Yes.
Applesauce.
Yeah.
And you have 7 cars with more on the horizon. And do you keep these in a warehouse? Like, how does that work?
Right now, park 3 in my house and 3 in my parents' house.
Mom and
Nice.
Dad.
Yes.
Very nice.
All right,
very
you
nice.
give them a little cut.
Well,
a little
they
bit of
probably
a
get to
cut.
drive whenever they want to.
Yeah, that's
drive
true.
one.
Yeah, keep one at my house if you want.
Which one you want?
Just leave the keys.
Right. He
Yeah.
trusted us to drive these, only in our parking lot though. But
Yes.
that still is a big risk because you've met
Yeah,
us.
he said parking lot. She took off. She was gone for like 3 hours. It was weird. I don't know where
Yes.
she went. But Zhen, thank you so much. We wish you the best with all of your
Oh my
business
gosh!
ventures.
Yeah, it's so fantastic. We really love it, and it's just something fun to do if you just want something different. But you're making money on it, which is nice.
Yes.
You know, it's not just about the luxury.
You have to bring that Lamborghini back through here
One
when
day.
you get it.
One
okay?
day.
All right.
One day.
Sounds good. Another awesome edition of Florida's Fourth Estate. Side hustle, main hustle. I don't know.
I like it, whatever it is.
Let's buy some
whatever you
cars,
wanna call
Ginger.
it. From side hustles to worst career advice ever. Stay with us as we share our worst of the worst.
Hi there, and welcome to Florida's Fourth Estate. We're so glad to have you with us. We thought we would do an episode in which we explain to you some of the worst career advice we have gotten. This is one of the topics that comes up in the green room sometimes, where we say, man, can you imagine if we had really gone full tilt with
Yeah.
what this person told us to do? We would be in a place like Paducah, if that were.
I would be in a straitjacket.
Glad to have you with us. My name's Matt Austin, a news anchor here at Channel 6, the beautiful newsroom where we're taping from.
Why do you have to bring up where you are?
Well, sometimes I'm at the house. You're always at the same place.
And I'm Ginger Gadsden. I'm in the beautiful newsroom as well. I'm right
This is
across
it.
from him. I have to look at his face all day.
She can't avoid me. On the anchor desk, at her own desk, we have cubicles that face each other. This is why.
Okay, no, this is, I'm kidding when I say I have to look at you all day. You're one of the joys. I get to work with you because I tell you, had I taken some of the terrible career advice I was given, I would have never made it this far. I might have been handing you like maybe, I don't know, a rose on a street corner. Like, like asking you, do you want a lovely rose for your lady friend?
And I'd be rolling up my window real quick. Oh, goodness.
There. Okay, so, I've been doing this for more than a minute, but a lot of people don't know. I started out doing weather, and weather is what got me out of Columbia, South Carolina. Columbia, South Carolina is also my college town. So my first job was in my college town, and I was doing weather, and it was great because you can figure out ways to say hot, humid, and hazy. But my next big jump was from Columbia to Indianapolis, Indiana. And at the time I was doing weather. So my bosses, they call me into the office one day and they say, we have an opportunity. I was terrible at weather, by the way.
Wait, tell me how bad you were at the weather.
We had a tornadic outbreak that I missed.
That-
On a weekend.
That you missed? What do you mean you missed it?
I missed it. It only happened once.
And that's when they had this opportunity for you?
It was a great opportunity, Ginger. We want you to be our evening news anchor. You're not going to miss much there because everybody is just going to surround you. No. So they said, you're really good. We like you. You're doing a great job, except for that one thing that you didn't tell people about. And they moved me to the anchor desk. And they're like, we love you. We think you're doing a great job. You're awesome. And then a consultant comes in, a talent coach, if you will, comes in, sits me down. We go in the conference room, and she says, Ginger, we're going to need you to do a couple of things.
Ooh, couple of things.
Couple of
couple
things.
of recommendations.
Oh, my gosh. Two. One of them was terrible. The other was great, and I did it. And you're going to figure out which one I did in just a second. So
Inquiring
they
minds
look-
want to know, Ginger.
she looks at me, and I know this came right from our news director because he couldn't tell me directly, so he had the female talent coach tell me. He's like, Ginger, we're going to need you
to get a boob job.
Whoa.
And we're going to need you to straighten your teeth. Because I had some very special friends in my mouth. They were, I did not have braces as a kid, and I had some really messed up teeth. They paid for my braces, but I said ixnay on the boob job.
But I mean, do you think that would have hurt your career? I mean, realistically here. Let's talk
really?
shop.
Are you asking? What? Are you asking?
You're saying
right
it was
now?
some of the worst advice ever. Are you like? I assumed you were going to come out with something that was like, if I had done this.
It sounds like you're saying I should have taken them out.
No. Okay, let me be very clear. I am not saying that.
Wow, this has taken a turn.
My advice that I got was bad advice. That if I had done this, I would have been laughed out of every newsroom in America.
But you tried it, right? Did you try it?
Yeah, I tried
okay.
it. All right, let's move away from yours because I feel
Yeah.
like I'm getting in trouble.
What happened?
Okay, so I started out in this market, Idaho Falls, Idaho. Out of 212 markets, this is number 164, baby. And so I got a news anchor job out there. We cruised right out to Idaho for the first gig, and I knew nothing of what I was doing. I had never done live television before. They're like, okay, we're going to get you live here, and you've done that before. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm terrified. I have never done anything live. Don't know what I'm doing.
That's what that market's for.
So basically, if you're over the age of 24 and you have advice for me, I'm going to listen to you, whatever it is. So one day after a show, I'm sitting at my little cubicle like I am now, and this woman comes, and she was probably in her 30s. So to me
she's
at the
older
time,
than 24.
I got my first job at 21, and that was what I had here. So just to let you know what I'm working with. She comes up and she's like, hey, I have something I need you to try. Okay, keep in mind, this person does not work in the newsroom. She doesn't.
Where'd she come from?
She's in sales or something. I don't even know. To this day, I don't know what she did.
Did she even work in the building?
She worked in the building, that much I knew. She comes over to my desk and she says, I think you should try mascara. I was talking about it. She acted like this was coming from like some other place. And she's
Network.
like, you need to try mascara. And she pulls out this like Walmart mascara, drops it on my desk, and goes, you need some more definition around your eyes. So you should try this. And I'm like, I'm thinking.
You're young.
I'm young. I'm going to I didn't know I was going to wear makeup before I got this job. I'm now wearing makeup. Why not just throw on a little mascara? Okay?
Why not?
So my show was at night, and about 15 minutes before the show, I go back into the bathroom and I take this mascara. No one's ever explained to me what to do with this. I'm afraid to ask my wife at home because I'm so embarrassed. I figure I'm just going to slide this on. No one's going to notice, right?
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I get back there. I'm in this little, like, trailer bathroom, small market TV, and there's, like, a toilet, and there's, like, one little mirror. And so I take the mascara for the first time.
First of all, I don't
in
even
my
know
life.
what technique you're using right now.
I'm like, I think I'm going to, like, hold it up.
You're putting a contact
Is this what
lens
you
in.
do?
No,
I
it's
think
not.
I'm holding it open like this, and even with that, like I'm getting a LASIK surgery.
What is wrong with that?
And I accidentally jam it into my eyeball, and
Yeah,
I
you did.
and I blink it, and so it jams even harder into my eyeball, and my eyes just start pouring water. I mean, there's water everywhere, and so this one eye is just gooing with. I look like I'm in some sort of Kiss cover band. I mean, it's all down my face. I've got to be on TV in like 7 minutes now, and I've got mascara everywhere, which is like tattooing
You
yourself.
spent half that time jamming it into your eye.
I did.
Okay, great.
So I grab the
Wow.
paper towels and I'm wiping myself off, and I finally, like 3 minutes before, there were some paper towels there. I got it eventually. After I probably took off 7 layers of skin. I was so angry, Ginger. I was so mad that I listened to this person, that I couldn't do it. And so I throw it in the garbage can, and I run out there, and I barely make it to my show. And I talked to some ladies about this, particularly my wife, and I go, this woman tried to get me to wear mascara. And she goes, why would you do that? Like, why didn't you talk? Who was this woman? I'm like, I don't know. I don't really know
I
who
don't
she
even think
is.
she existed.
No,
I think
she
some
existed.
ghost came and told you. Man.
You think I hallucinated this woman? No, I'm still friends with her on Facebook. I'm not going to out her.
Oh, we'll
I
talk
know
off
she
air.
exists. I know she exists.
Oh my gosh. I
But
want a rebuttal from her. I want her.
Maybe we'll contact her.
And thank you for watching Florida's Fourth Estate. You can download it from wherever you listen to podcasts or watch anytime on News 6 Plus.